JPS welcomed JPS discount for 350,000 customers on the relief program. The Jamaica Labour Party JLP has described the announcement by the Jamaica Public Service of a discount for approximately 350,000 residential customers under the Hurricane Beryl Relief Program as a step in the right direction. The announcement followed concern raised by the public and the Energy Minister Darrell Valls, who on Sunday argued that the electricity distributor to show compassion to Jamaican affected by Hurricane Beryl. While welcoming the announcement, JLP Deputy General Secretary Richard Query urged the Light and Power Company to consider what additional steps may be taken to ease burden facing customers of electricity. We also urge the Jamaica Public Service to intensify efforts to restore electricity to consumers in sections of the island, including St. Elizabeth and Clarendon in particular, where some residents remain severely affected by a lack of electricity, he stated. He also commended Minister Valls for what he described as persistent lobbying to have restoration of electricity expedited and to ensure that Jamaicans are treated in a fair, just and equitable manner by the utility company. It is good that Minister Valls has been clear in his messaging that the government of Jamaica is on the side of the people and will do all within its lawful power to ensure that Jamaicans are treated fairly and the period of distress caused by Hurricane Beryl is as short as possible, he further stated. Boulder brought down by 2023 earthquake still blocking St. Andrew Road, residents disgruntled. Disgruntled residents of Lower Hall Delight in St. Andrew are expressing their dissatisfaction with what they deem as a lack of effort by the National Works Agency NWA to remove a boulder which had rendered a road partially impassable since an earthquake last year. The boulder in question is now particularly blocking the Constitutional Hill Main Road to the community after it was brought down in October 2023 by a 5.6 earthquake that rocked the country. Tension has been building in the area since a few months after the incident as the boulder remained on the roadway. The clearing of several roads in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl would pass south of the island on July 3rd had caused residents to become even more agitated. The boulder is a hazard that sends up your anxiety every time you pass it. It blocks half of the road, so when you start with the other half of the road, you have to be careful and approach the boulder cause you can't see what is coming up the road and you know how people drive bad, one angry resident stated. The individual noted that the Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural, Juliet Honis, initially told residents that moving the boulder could expose the road to other roads that might fall down. I know government might say they don't want to move it right now cause the boulder shield the road from other rocks that might fall down. Juliet say this up on Irish Town, but this boulder there so last year from earthquake, how this year hurricane problem I got in to tell me now, the resident questioned. He further claimed that NWA has had road widening projects in the community since they have said that this boulder would be cleared up a long time ago. Another resident expressed her displeasure with the situation. The boulders are nuisance. When negotiating this section of the roadway, on my way up or down, there are some pedestrians perching around. The whole area needs to be fixed before the rainy season starts, she stated. During an initial call to the Manager of Communication and Customer Service at NWA, Stephen Shaw, he said the agency was familiar with the situation and to send a formal email. However, further attempts for a response went ignored. Government to provide 400,000 grants to families whose houses were destroyed by Beryl. The government, through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, will be providing a housing grant of 400,000 to families whose houses were destroyed by Hurricane Beryl. Families whose homes have been severely damaged will receive a grant of up to $150,000, and those who experience minor damage will receive up to $50,000. This was stated on Tuesday by the Minister of Local Government and Social Security, Pernell Chance Jr., during a statement in the House of Representatives. We recognize the immediate challenges presented by using check payment, and we have exploited options for electronic payment and cash cards to expedite these grants and improve service delivery, the minister stated. He added, we must approach this restorative process as a partnership of all stakeholders It is therefore expected that these grants will be supplemented by a range of other initiatives including donor funds contribution from the diaspora, private sector initiatives such as recently launched National Commercial Bank Foundation, Building a Better Jamaica Fund, the CDF, Constituency Development Fund, and Food for the Poor. He shared that Food for the Poor has already replaced 20 roofs in Clarendon, one of the hardest hit parishes, and will activate similar efforts in St. Elizabeth this Thursday. Meanwhile, Charles Jr. said based on the analysis of the damage assessment completed so far, the projection is that the owners of approximately 8,700 houses island-wide will require some level of support from the government to aid in their recovery and rebuilding. Of this amount, the vast majority would have suffered minor damage, he stated. In the meantime, the ministry, through its rehabilitation grants program, will be targeting 500 microbusiness operators for a 100,000 grant. It has been determined that they lost their livelihoods because of the hurricane. The total cost is $50 billion. Under the ministry's social intervention program, $30 million has been allocated to provide grants to 200 students at the territory level valuing $150,000 each. These students will be identified from households that have been severely impacted by the hurricane. Defense attorney upset over line of questioning in Keith Clark trial. KC counsel Valenita Robertson, who is representing Jamaica Defense Force JDF soldier Lance Corporal Greg Tinglin in the Keith Clark murder trial, expressed anger over the line of questioning of the witness by the prosecution on Monday. Nita Robertson felt prosecutor Jeremy Taylor KC was wasting time by appearing to ask Mr. Williams, a very high-ranking member of the JDF, the same questions over and over again during cross-examination. Her client Tinglin is one of 3 soldiers on trial in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston in relation to the May 27, 2010 shooting death of accountant Keith Clark. The other 2 soldiers are Lance Corporal Odell Buckley and Private Arnold Henry. Clark was killed inside the master bedroom of his house at 18 Kirkland Heights in Red Hill, St. Andrew during a police military operation which was geared towards capturing then-fugitive drug lord Christopher Dudus Coke. Coke was wanted in the United States on drug and weapon charges and was believed to have been hiding out in the basement at Clark's house. Nita Robertson raised an objection while Taylor questioned Williams about statements he made to the Independent Commission of Investigation Indicom regarding the events leading up to, during and after Clark's death. Taylor, who applied the witness to be treated as hostile, repeatedly quizzed Mr. Williams on whether he told the whole truth when he gave his statement about military debriefing activities which took place after Clark's demise. After listening to Taylor's lines of questioning, Nita Robertson addressed the judge trial, Dale Palmer, saying, "My lord, I am objecting." This gentleman, Queen's counsel Nita Robertson said before Taylor sought to stop her in her track to remind her that his correct title was King's counsel. A sharp-minded Nita responded to Taylor saying, "It is the same thing, but the Queen fits you better." Directing her attention back to the judge, Palmer, Nita Robertson said, "My lord, he has applied to treat my witness as hostile. There is one and only one thing so far that he has been challenging the witness on, which was the fact that he interacted with the accused persons and other contradicted his evidence that he said he did not. I think that we're wasting time because he is now cross-examining on things that were of no relevance. He has breached the borders of treating a witness as hostile, and all these questions about debriefing are absolutely irrelevant to this matter. This is the prosecution's witness. All of this evidence has gone on over a 2-day period, and I don't have a statement and nothing to refer to say there is evidence he is going to give, and this is what is expected," Nita Robertson continued. "This evidence is thrust upon like a thief in the night. We don't know where he is going. The statement I have, which I had from the inquiry stage in which you were involved, had nothing to do with the evidence over the last 2 court sessions. Nothing. Zero, my lord, zero. This is the sort of thing that upsets me, my lord. I am not used to this," she added. KC Peter Champagne, who is the attorney of Lance Corporal Buckle, also raised an objection over similar issues highlighted by Nita Robertson regarding Taylor's line of questioning. "My lord, I raised the object on the basis of relevance, and in any event it seems to be my recollection that this was traversed before now," Champagne stated. Another objective was raised by Linton Garden, the attorney representing Private Henry. Addressing the judge, Garden said, "My lord, in addition to that, its learned friend and King's counsel is going over questions already asked about what happened at the general debriefing. We spent some time dealing with that question extensively, and we're back at it now. For whatever reason, I don't know." Judge Palmer sought to help to clear up the confusion over why Taylor seemed to be asking the same questions repeatedly. The witness told the court that after the killing of Clark, a debriefing session was held with a number of soldiers who were believed to have entered Clark's bedroom in the early morning on May 27, 2010, when he was shot more than 20 times by soldiers, including in his back. He explained further debriefing took place in order to narrow things down to who entered the accountant's bedroom. Earlier evidence was that the debriefing was held. The evidence now is that there was another debriefing held on special specifics. It arises because he introduced the realm of two different debriefings or one sub-briefing, Judge Palmer stated. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.